Hi guys. So first and foremost, I am sorry if you see my shadow in this video. The lighting in my room is awful. It's at night. This is all I got to work with. Also, sorry for the extra shaky cam because I am still in my fantastically purple cast. I've only been in it for about almost a week now, so I've got 3 more weeks left. And hopefully I can get this darn thing off my arm. Anyway, I have been working quite a bit lately on just reorganizing my space. And first, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of what I've done and then talk a little bit about my altar and my plans for this month and just some of the things that I've been focusing on spiritually. So I'll try and get through it as fast as I can. But I recently did a video where I talked about this, and I showed you guys that I moved my desk from this wall to this wall. I now have an official nightstand, which is nice, and I have moved all of my art supplies underneath my desk there, which I can't really see very well, but it doesn't matter. And then I recently redid my altar. We'll kind of go through that and talk about that in a minute here. And then I've got my witchy chest, which I threw extra blankets on right now. I tend to get cold sometimes. And then I had told you guys that I moved my herbs up there. I had also mentioned that the herbs were stored down here in the cabinet beneath my altar. Now I have switched all of that out, and it is all of my stuff that I kind of tend to grab most when I'm doing ritual to make it more functional. So, and then I had also mentioned that I had taken all of our books off of this shelf that were not witchcraft, paganism, paranormal, spiritual, all that, and that they were in boxes on the floor because my husband's grandfather was making us a bookshelf, and he came by today and dropped it off, and it is stunning. He did an incredible job, and I'm so grateful. So I moved what I like to call our nerd books onto this shelf, and thankfully we still have lots of room to spare. But this also allowed me to finally have more space for my ancestral altar or my altar for the dead, so I can kind of spread out a little bit on that. I'm really, really thankful for that because everything was so squished together, and I kept putting on these tiny little shelves, and it just didn't work. So now it's a little bit more spread out, and I love it. I also ended up putting a ton of my nerd stuff up on this shelf. So as you can see, I'm a fan of Hello Kitty, Studio Ghibli, World of Warcraft, and Sailor Moon. And I also have a Ravenclaw bookmark. So yeah, super dorky. But anyway, so you guys may have noticed that I have been doing those altar videos, those time lapses, and my last one still isn't up yet because I'm having some trouble with the editing software. So by the time you see it up, I understand that Samhain will have passed, but I still plan on posting that video to my channel for you guys to see. And I will still do one for Yule. Normally, I decorate for each Sabbat after the previous one passes. So shortly after Lunasaw, I decorated for Mabon. And Samhain felt different to me. I didn't take down or have the pole to remove my my Samhain altar until last night. And then I thought, I'm not ready to decorate for Yule yet. I don't feel Yule's energies quite yet. And then it occurred to me, why? Partially, it's because I do feel that the season of the holidays is kind of shoved in our faces quite a bit. At least that's how I feel about it. And I'm sorry, I'm going to try and stabilize this as best I can. And I'm not ready. So I thought, well, what could I do? And I noticed what was lacking severely in my path is just having a functional altar where I sit and I commune with my deities and I dedicate my time to them on a regular basis. This is something that has been severely lacking in my practice And I'm hoping that by taking this time to dedicate to this until I feel to decorate for Yule, which I plan on only keeping my altar up for Yule probably for about 3 weeks, I think. And then Imbolc isn't really a Sabbat that I'm very strongly connected to, so I probably won't decorate much for it, and I probably will go back to this where I keep this functional altar up for my deities, and I try to have a stronger connection with them, because it's just something that, like I said, it's been lacking so much in my practice, and I want to spend more time doing this. Now, before I give you guys a quick tour through this, I'm going to give you a quick tour up here. I didn't quite know what to do with this little area, so I just threw my amethyst crystal tea light holder, and then I have this really big chunk of quartz that I got at a crystal shop up on the North Shore in Minnesota, so the shore of Lake Superior. And then over here is my travel altar that was made by the beautiful and talented Beanbaghagwag, Trish. I plan on doing a tour inside this thing soon, but I kind of wanted it up and accessible, so if I feel like grabbing it and taking it in the living room and setting it in my on my kitchen table, then I can do that if I want to pull my cards in the morning with my coffee. Over here are necklaces. That's my jewelry stand. Up there is like a little section for self-love with a self-love spell jar and my Freya bracelets, crystals, all that stuff. But this I turned into a moon altar, and this was inspired by both Drew, She Who Walks Between the Worlds, and Erika, who is RawSpirit. And I will link all of their channels down below, but they're all really great friends of mine, and they had recently talked about how they had started kind of doing their own moon altar. And as soon as I had shifted things from Samhain, I had decided to make this space up here. So I have my dark goddess card, which I draw every dark moon, and then I focus shadow work into basically the message that that goddess provides. And then this is my card of the month, the sun. I have some moon oil. This is a card from the Moonology Oracle deck. I have been putting them up each moon phase so I can kind of focus on the moon. And then I have this dark and light candle holder. I love that thing. I've got some crystals associated with the moon. So there's selenite over there. This is moonstone selenite tower. This is a rock I painted. The moon phases. There's celestialite here, more selenite. This is my little lunar witch statue, and then I've got that pretty little sign back there. That is also moon water. And then I have this, which is from the what is it? Making Magic deck. It's the sigil deck, the cute little sigil deck. I don't know why I'm blanking on the name. I'm pretty sure it's Making Magic. Yes, it is. So yeah, that's my little moon altar. And then down here, I'm going to try and kneel, and I still have a healing sprained ankle, so if I groan or something, don't mind me. Here is my section that I have for Odin. Recently, I had asked my friend Drew if she would be willing to make me something to represent Odin, and she blew my freaking mind. She made me this amazing candle of him, and it's just so awesome. I love it so much. And then she also made me this beautiful offering dish. I can't get over the color on this thing. Like, it's crazy because this is one of my favorite colors. And then she's got Hugin and Mungin on there. And then she did runes on the bottom and the Vaknat. She also gave me a slice of agate, and then I wood burned the Vigdusir here, the compass, and then there's this cute little book of shadows which has got Othala on it that was made for me. And Next we have Freya, which I've got her lovely statue there. See if I have to stand up. I'm sorry, guys. Here I keep I always leave her dried flowers. And then when I feel that they're ready to go, I'll take them outside and kind of crush them and throw them in the wind. And then she's got a piece of raw rose quartz, some runes that I drew when I last spoke with her. And then I've got a sunstone and a bloodstone. Some Freya oil, and then I have 2 kitties. This one's particularly cool because it's made from Mount St. Helens ash. I got it at Mount St. Helens when I was 18. And this is the candle that I have for her right now. I just fill it with herbs and oils. And I really want to get a 7-day candle that's got her picture on it or something. I might have to try and make something like that at some point here. And then I have a labradorite palm stone. I tend to hold this when I do astral journeying, which is something that I'm going to focus on quite a bit. Cleaned it on my pore. And then I have a kind of a Yggdrasil thing going on here a little bit. I've got my little tree and then my little goddess coin that my dear friend Rakelle, the ThebarefootTaurus, gave me. I might actually glue that onto the tree. I'm really tempted to. Another friend of mine got this beautiful box for my birthday last year, and it's got Yggdrasil on it. Inside here is Freya's prayer beads, which were made by Erika, who is RawSpirit. And then I have, this is like my working all-purpose candle. I use this for pretty much everything. And then my drinking horn. So I want to leave regular offerings for my deities. Sorry guys, I'm trying to balance myself and my ankle's still sprained, like I said. I'm a little bit apprehensive to, or I'm very careful about offerings I leave unattended because I have 2 young children and I have 2 cats. So that is why the cauldron is sitting there, because I figured that I would just burn incense daily for them and leave other offerings on occasion that I can. I have to be really careful about what's accessible because of little hands and curious paws. So that is why this cauldron is sitting here. And yeah, I'm gonna try and just sit, so if you guys hear me shuffling, I'm sorry. So this is kind of what I've decided to do until I start to feel those energies for Yule, as I mentioned. And I'm really happy about my choices. I'm really happy about where my path is taking me. It's been about time that I really dedicate really more of my time focusing on the cycles of the moon and the phases that we go through, really honing in on shadow work, and also connecting with my deities on a deeper level, because I'm such a divination witch. I love tarot, I love oracle, I love anything divination, and it's become such a huge part of my practice, but there's other parts that are lacking that I'm not paying as much attention to, and I'm ready to do that. So I just want to share with you guys kind of what I came up with, what's been going on in my head, and the rearranging of my space. So leave a comment below, just let me know what you guys think and all that fun stuff. As always, thank you for watching, and blessed be.